Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday the 13th.
It is.
Yeah, it's the first Friday the 13th of the year, by the way.
It is.
It is March 13th, National Good Samaritan Day, National Coconut Tort Day. I don't know if I've ever had that.
I have not,
but I bet I'd
would love it.
I like coconut. It's also National Earmuff Day, National Jewel Day, National Canine Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, canines. That's awesome. National Open an Umbrella Indoors Day.
You never open an umbrella indoors.
That's just a bad idea.
It's bad luck.
Not just for that, but, if you got
It's
water
just
on
bad
it, it's
luck.
a mess. National Day of Unplugging, so if you're online today, just get offline. And then last thing is National Blame Someone Else Day. Not me, someone else. Let's blame Heidi. That's what we'll do. If you're wondering about the stock market, it's been a little volatile. Going to be chatting with Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. We're going to get answers. That's coming up.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Study found that seniors who talk 30 minutes a day will cut their risk of dying in half.
Really?
By these rates, I may live forever.
You are not a senior
Well,
yet.
getting there, and I talk a lot.
But
so.
that's just one more reason to call your loved ones
Yes.
more often.
And talk to them for at least a half hour. 30
Yes.
minutes a day cuts the risk of dying in half.
That's amazing.
Can you turn your ringer off over there?
I am sorry. I'm an
Chiming,
important person.
Making all kinds
People
of
are
noise.
reaching out to me.
Yeah, they're reaching out to their senior in their life. That's you.
Oh, wow.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. According to court records, an Arizona man allegedly was arrested for stealing a motorcycle from a Kawasaki dealership. He told police he was celebrating 4 months of sobriety and decided that he wanted a chopper. Investigators say 29-year-old Jackson Hanley was intoxicated when he told them that.
Uh-oh.
He was celebrating 4 months of sobriety, though, Heidi. He grabbed a Kawasaki motorcycle, began pushing it down the street. Hanley, who rode his bicycle to Kelly's Kawasaki.
Did we already? I think we already talked about this. He stole it to celebrate his sobriety.
You might have read it online. He admitted to stealing a motorcycle, said he was celebrating 4 months of sobriety, decided he wanted a motorcycle. He was going to walk it back home and try to start it there.
Huh.
He was charged with felony theft in connection with the February 11th incident. So it happened over a month ago.
I could have sworn we talked. I could have sworn. Maybe we didn't, but I thought we talked about this.
I might have, because I might have said, hey, listen to what happened here. But I don't think we talked about it on the air until now.
Huh.
Because that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones.
Oh, yeah.
Returned to the big screen with a film, Burnt Orange Heresy. Ratings are not good, but he was in that.
Turned. What else was he in?
He's
on
got
the
other
big
stuff.
Has he?
He was in that one movie that had Mick Jagger in it. And
that movie with
that
Mick
other one?
Jagger
I don't
in
know.
it.
But he has moves like Jagger, Heidi. Also, Disney film Onward hit theaters last week. The film tells the story of two elf brothers who hit the road in search of magic. This is the same team that made Monsters University. They're still paying off their student loans on that. And the British movie Emma also hit theaters recently. It tells the story of a girl who upsets a British family in
That's
a
also
quest
not doing well.
for love. Yeah, that also didn't do well. We had a chance to go see The Invisible Man the other night. That was interesting.
Yeah.
It's a scary movie.
I
Thanks.
love scary movies. They're my favorite.
She made me do it. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Two crooks wearing surgical masks robbed a store, a New York casino, Saturday night. They were walking around in surgical masks, and nobody thought much of it because, you know, the whole
Everybody's
thing.
in them.
We're not saying that word anymore. We're not even going to talk about that particular thing that's going on.
No.
Okay, but they were wandering around, and they're like, hey, give us all your money. And they're like, oh, that's why you have those on?
Uh-huh.
Dolly Parton is just about to celebrate her 75th birthday. And you know what she wants to do before celebrating birthday number 75?
What's that?
She wants to pose for Playboy.
Ew.
Why in the world,
Ew.
Dolly? I always thought she was awesome, by the way. Don't you think Dolly Parton, everything I've ever read about her, I've never met her in person, but everything I've ever read about her, awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I'm reading this, I'm like, what? Why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to see somebody
I'm not
75 years old with no...
Did I say
that's
I wanted
nasty.
to? I'm just saying she wants to.
Okay, and I am bigger chested, so, and I know how mine look,
Okay.
and I'm, 45,
There you
so
go.
I can only imagine
She's got
what
30 years
hers
on
look
you.
like.
Okay. Don't.
That's a tripping hazard. That
Can
is
we just
dangerous.
stop talking about... You know how hard it is some days to steer you back on track? Squirrel. Okay. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez have gone viral with a TikTok video where they danced to Flip the Switch by Drake.
Oh, how
Do
cute.
you think we would go viral if we danced to that
Yes,
video?
I do.
Another power couple.
Let's do it. Let's see.
When I say power couple, I mean we have electricity. Is that not what that means? Prince Andrew has hired Britain's most formidable extradition lawyer to represent him in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
He's gonna
So,
need it.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm gonna need help. You the best.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who need help, Harvey Weinstein is said to be, quote, quite miserable on Rikers Island following
Of course, it's
a
prison.
bad fall.
You're supposed to be.
That's, he wrote a 1-star Yelp review, so not good. Queen Elizabeth was locked out of Windsor Castle Friday. There were no guards present to unlock the gate when she drove up. I don't think she was the one driving. I think she rode up in the car. But I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that there was a driver
Shouldn't there
that
always
drove
be
her up.
guards?
You would think
That's
so.
a little concerning.
Well, they got it locked. They're like, "Yeah, gate's locked. I'm going to go home now." I have no idea. A photographer is suing supermodel Bella Hadid for posting a photo on Instagram without his consent. So the photographer took the photo of her.
Okay.
She posted the
it.
photo of her on her Instagram, and he's like, that's
Yeah.
mine. You don't get to do that. So I wonder if this photographer is going to get in trouble every time he takes a photo now. They're going to go, no, you can't take a photo of me. I mean, you just got to be careful which hand you bite there, because that's a bad idea, Mr.
Well, if somebody's
Photographer.
posing for you.
Yeah,
They're giving
well-
you permission to take that photo.
Okay, but also, if they're taking a photo of you, aren't they giving you permission to use the photo? Or is that...
No.
Really?
No.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
how many times have we hired a photographer and they send you proofs? You can't use those photos until you've paid for
understand that.
those proofs. It's the exact same thing.
I agree, but I'm pretty sure she paid for it. I don't know. Who knows?
I bet she
have
had. Clearly she didn't.
well.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be saying anything.
Now I got to scroll up here and click on the link.
There
Thanks.
you go.
I'm going to have to read that. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a guest that we talk to about once a month, Jordan Goodman. He is America's Money Answers Man. man, and this has been kind of an interesting week for the stock market, hasn't it, Jordan?
That's putting it mildly, I would say, John. Yeah, this has been a historic week. There's just an awful lot of fear right now of how much this coronavirus is going to spread, and fear and uncertainty is what drives stock prices down. So
and that's the thing, when things are good, things can be really good, and then when there's like a little scare like this, it can dip. But even where it's dipped, we've been way lower than this, right?
Oh, yeah. People still have profits from a long time ago. The two things that are driving it are the fear of the coronavirus and how much it's going to spread, and I would say collapse of the oil market.
Yeah.
Last week, they had an OPEC meeting, and Russia, which is not officially part of OPEC, was there and said it's not going to cut its oil production because it can't afford to. And Saudi Arabia said, you have to. And they said, we're not going to. And Saudi Arabia said, okay, well, then we're going to increase production. So that's what they did. And oil dropped from about $45 a barrel to about $28 a barrel in one day. Biggest drop we've ever seen because there's just too much oil out there. There's just too big an oversupply. So that hurts all the oil-related companies and oil service companies in the states producing oil. And there's a lot of debt issued by these companies. People may go into bankruptcy as well. So that, in combination with the coronavirus, is causing this tremendous volatility right now.
Will that affect the oil prices at the pump in a good way?
Absolutely. You're going to see prices the lowest we've seen. I mean, if you have crude oil at $28 a barrel or something like that, you could see prices at the pump well below $2 a gallon, maybe even to the $1 a gallon range. It's just amazing. And the other thing that's plunged, which is positive, John, is interest rates. The 10-year Treasury is down to a point 0.4%. Never happened before. The lowest it has ever been was about 2%. So mortgage rates are tied to that. So that means that the 30-year mortgage is now going to be in the 2% range, like 2.5%. I mean, we've never seen anything close to that. So it might make sense to refinance your mortgage. I've always mentioned before, you can refi. REFI.com is a place to refinance your mortgage. So there are some positive consumer benefits to this.
Now, where would be a safe place if I do have money that I want to invest and I'm afraid of taking that escalator ride up and down? Is there a safe place to put that right now?
Well, I would say domestic real estate could be a place that's not going to be going up and down like this. I've actually got 3 sites on my website, moneyanswers.com. One of them called CrowdStreet, another one called Fundrise. And what they do is they invest for you in high-quality real estate, and you get income of like 5 or 6%. And then in the long run, if real estate keeps going up as it normally does, you'll get an appreciation as well. So those are some sites in the real estate section of moneyanswers.com where you can get some much more stable kind of investments in this wild time.
Very, very good. Now, what we're going through right now, like you said, is historic. So we haven't necessarily been here before, but we've had things like this before, and we make it through, right?
We do. And every time people sell at the panic bottom, they regret it later. Like at the bottom of 2008, when it looked like the world was coming to an end. The crash of 1987, like 9/11. I mean, all these things, the market plunges sharply, and then people panic and sell. And then what was I thinking? Why was I selling at the lowest possible prices? So I think that could be something similar here. So you have to take the long-term view, not panic. Unless you need the money right now, wait for the long term.
Well, if people would like to get more information, you've got a pretty fancy website they can go get the info from, right?
MoneyAnswers.com has all kinds of resources. I'm doing videos on these topics, lots of resources to help people in every aspect of their personal finances. The time to stay a little bit calmer and not get swept away by the hysteria going on out there, John.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about once a month. It's always a pleasure to visit with you here. And the website, it is really, really cool. I love that new website.
Well, thanks so much, John. I try to give a lot of good resources to help people out.
It is very, very nice. Again, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man, and his website, moneyanswers.com. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A tick can bite you and make you allergic to red meat. It says plenty of people have food allergies, but a few are the result of an insect bite. In a very strange but growing trend, some people who get bitten by the Lone Star tick develop a sudden allergy to red meat. It says beef, lamb, and pork, which are technically all classified as red meat, can make people with this particular allergy experience headaches,
That would
sneezing,
be horrible.
a runny nose, and nausea. In severe cases, it can cause a person to be unable to even breathe.
Is there a tick that can make you allergic to shrimp?
I don't know. It doesn't say that. For some sufferers, the allergy fades over time, but for others, it is permanent. The reason Heidi asked that, by the way, she developed a shrimp allergy.
I did about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
11,
just all of a sudden we went out for
ago.
Valentine's Day. She had some shrimp. She's like,
Yeah.
my
It was insane. My gums were swollen.
your lips are all puffed up. And then we went out another year
And then
later
I thought,
for
okay, I
Valentine's.
must have had like a piece of the, tail or whatever stuck in my gums. And I got a water pick and got it. Everything seemed to be fine after like 3 or 4 days. And then we went out another time.
A year
and I
later.
had shrimp a year
Same
later.
place.
And it was worse. It was like my gums and the back of my throat.
So
And
happy
so
Valentine's
I'm
Day,
pretty
sweetie.
sure if I have it again, I won't be able to breathe at all. But
Bad plan.
crazy.
This has been today's fun fact.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
I like saying that. Headline. No, I already said Dateline, didn't I? Yeah, okay, here we go. Daredevil Nick Walenda is being slammed for using a harness during his tightrope walk across a volcano in Nicaragua. So here's the thing I got to say.
Why would you be slammed for that?
Because it's the internet. So, Nick, you're walking across a tightrope over the top of a volcano, and you're concerned about what some keyboard
Yeah, who cares?
jockey is, sitting in their mom's basement.
Yeah, that dude hasn't
worry,
changed
man.
his underwear for 2.5 weeks, so
I'm just
don't
saying,
even care.
Nick, whatever you want to do, you go
you
ahead
keep
and do
doing
it.
you, man.
Yeah. The people that are freaking out about this, it's not like it's some other daredevil. It's like, I'll do it without the tightrope.
Exactly.
Now you're like, you won't even get out of the chair. You got Cheeto dust all over your
Exactly,
chest.
it's ridiculous.
Don't worry about it. This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. Timeforrehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. Timeforrehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, some weird news comes your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Building where is this? Tarlogi, East Berbice in Quarantine. Are these all made-up names?
I believe it sounds like you're making everything up.
This formerly housed government staff back in the 1980s, completely gutted after a man tried to get rid of a snake by burning it. The fire started after a security guard attached to the compound lit a fire in a tire that was situated close to the house. He told investigators he saw a snake inside the tire and wanted to, quote, kill it. The Guyana Chronicle. Oh, this might be in Guyana. It says here, a small fire caught combustibles, other old tires. Next thing you know, fire spread to the entire building. Reports indicate soon after lighting, the man fell asleep. How in the world would you light a tire on fire and you go, I'm going to take a nap?
I could see you doing this.
No, I would
Don't
not
even
do
pretend
that.
like you wouldn't doze off
Okay.
after doing something ridiculous.
Just because I've fallen asleep at every concert we've
Oh
ever
my
gone
gosh.
to and most movies.
You fell asleep at Metallica.
Okay, well, that
Who
was
sleeps through Metallica?
was quite tired. This has been today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh, brought to you by SingleStudentLoan.com. A driver that was brand new driver in China, crashed his car into a river. Why? 10 minutes after getting his driver's test, he was driving home and decided, I'm going to text my friends and tell them, guess who got their driver's license and is driving home right,
great idea.
right into the river.
Stupid.
Yeah, he took his eyes off the road. Driver, identified by local media as Mr. Zhang, made a wrong turn onto a bridge, went behind the wheel because he was texting while driving. Footage of the incident sees a white vehicle swerve in order to avoid a couple of people walking on a bridge. The car can then be seen flying through the air and submerging into an icy river. Fortunately, Zhang was able to escape the car before it sunk, but he did dislocate his shoulder in the incident. Police were able to pull the car out of the water. A crowd of people watched in awe. It's unclear whether he'll face any additional penalties other than just, losing his dignity in his car. So it's a bad idea. Do not ever text and drive. Bad plan. Thanks for listening to today's Moment of Duh.
Introducing InsuranceChicken.com. Why InsuranceChicken.com? Why not? Another insurance company has a duck, one has an emu, and that other company has a lizard. So InsuranceChicken.com is no more silly than any of those. Is it time for you to cross the road for your insurance? Don't be chicken. Check out InsuranceChicken.com. We'll help you peck out the best insurance rates we can find at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Now, fake news or Florida? Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news? I'm sorry, is it hashtag fake news made up just to trick you and amuse me? Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, fake news or Florida? A Florida woman was addressed. I don't know how you say that, so I'm going to just skip that part. A Florida woman was arrested for DUI after she crashed into a police station. Fake news or Florida?
Oh, that could go either way. I'm going to say fake news.
And the answer is, judges, fake news. Yeah, good job, Heidi. I'm proud of you, by the way.
Thank you.
You've done really well lately.
Why, thank you.
Almost like you've read through my notes.
I have absolutely not.
I got to thinking, the show notes are on our page, johnandheidishow.com. You could easily be scrolling through that right now. You're looking at your phone. I got to think.
I am. Sorry.
Maybe that's what you're up to over there. All right. This has been Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. And this sounds like something like out of a science fiction movie. Doesn't even sound like real life, but it is. Take a listen to this, Heidi. Here's a headline. A lung was removed from the body of a cancer patient, cleaned, and returned. I've never heard of this. Very rare procedure performed in Israel. A cancer patient's lung was removed, cleared of the tumor, and then returned back into the same person. Says this happened for the first time, so that's why I've never heard of such a thing. It's the first time it's happened.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. I think it's really crazy. A lung cancer patient, undergone surgery. His entire left lung was separated from his body, taken out. They took the cancerous tumor out of it, and now the lung was healthy, and they reinstalled it back into his body. The patient, in his 40s, wants to remain anonymous, suffered a cancerous tumor that blocked the main airway of his left lung, eventually leading to its collapse. At first, they decided there would be no choice but to cut his lung out, and that would expose him to many other dangers. And that's when they thought, wait a minute, what if we do a lung transplant?
Wow.
And they said, wait a minute, what if we just take this one out and then they fix it and then we put this one back?
That is amazing.
So in order to preserve the patient's life, doctors offered an option to remove his lungs from his body, remove the tumor, and then return it to the body. After a lengthy discussion, the complex operation took place last week. I think it's amazing.
That's fantastic.
So it's just,
And he's holding up fine. He's doing well.
I think so.
Wow.
So there's more to the story here, but we're all out of time. If you want to read it, it's in the show notes for today at JohnandHeidiShow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Holy cow, that's a long story, by the way. I started scrolling. I'm like, wow, there's a lot more to this. So I don't have time to read it all, but
you should.
There it is. It's
good news.
I will. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.